Yeah.
Okay.
А, пичку ты материна. Все заебало. А?
I think, Julie, I think that we can actually start. Are you ready?
Yeah, 1 second. I will
Yeah.
just 1 second before I go prepare people. I
People. Okay.
people. Possible people.
Yeah.
So you're ready to be a star?
I'm already.
No,
And how long have you been traveling actually?
2 years?
In a row, without like returning home, visiting your friends.
Almost 1 year.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Actually. And where have you been actually? What countries have you visited?
23 countries. I started from. Okay, I'll just count this. Russia. Oh, yeah. Belarus, Ukraine, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Croatia, Serbia, Macedonia, Bosnia, Albania, Kosovo.
That is like your route.
Yeah.
Wow. Hike or did you go by train or did you hitchhike?
Hitchhike,
Awesome.
trains for free, and what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so we're waiting now for Julie to prepare tea for everyone and
Yeah, just 1 second.
yeah, and get ready and stuff.
I promise.
Do you have some?
You have to buy beer.
Oh,
You have to buy
okay.
liquor.
Standing. Well, if our chef is coming, then definitely this will be a success.
Please come in.
My friend present from California, and she wants deport, not deport. How can I, yes, immigrate him to California?
Ready, guys?
I think
So I think let's go. Oh. Tell everyone to.
You are? I
Yeah.
will start if you don't mind.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, you should. We're starting, guys.
Let's go, guys.
So let's
Take your
have.
seats. Okay, ready?
Oh,
prepare and document.
I just passed this part of the lecture.
Happy to welcome you all in such homemade atmosphere.
Oh, where is the stage?
The stage will be here where I'm
Yeah.
standing. Just stand somewhere closer. Sorry?
I think that I
That's
should
probably
actually
this I
bring
didn't
the
bring
tape
it
home.
there.
So
Probably it's yours.
we don't have
It's what?
chairs.
You can use cooler if it's hot because there is just. Yeah, like that is fine too. So guys, have a seat, please. Wouldn't you mind close up? Yeah, that's better to close up. Yes. And if it's so, can you put just the blinder down? Yeah. Yeah. Because we will use a projector
We will use it.
to make such an intimate atmosphere. Why not? Okay, guys. Huh?
Should I turn?
Oh, just up to 1 second, I guess. So let us introduce ourselves. So still some guys are on the way, but we will start this as we have some people here. So hello guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so nice to meet you. So actually there are many people who do not know each other. So do you know why we are here today? Yeah.
To present each other together.
That is too, right? Yes, as well. So actually, we have some interesting people today who will share experiences, who will just tell some a piece of advice how to travel, how to get much joy from that, and probably some of you will join next time. Why not? And of course, you will tell about yourself. That's important. So there are some people who do know each other, and that will be great if you tell just a couple words about yourself. Okay, for example, I'm Julie, I'm an English teacher. There is nothing to tell more, I guess, about me, but anyways. So, who can start? start. Who can tell who you are? Okay, yeah, tell who you are.
I'm Vova.
Yeah.
I just moved to Moscow.
Yeah.
I work at the high school.
Yeah.
Thank you for hiring me.
Come
Yeah.
on, thank you for being a cool teacher. Okay.
And I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay, maybe there is something else. What do you want to like? What do you like to do at your spare time?
Right now I'm like just hanging out in Moscow, trying to learn new places and visiting my family. So right now, that's what I'm doing.
What's your favorite place so far? Like, what do you like the most? Just you come back there.
That's a good question. So I live with my dad, and he has like this great area there, and there's a lake. I like to run around it and walk
Lake.
around it.
Where do you live, by the way?
It's by Minska and
Oh,
Parkoville.
yeah. Okay, I was thinking just. I'm living nearby the lake as well. Okay, so.
It's really beautiful. I love it there. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Vova. That's great. Great to hear, really. Okay, who else can tell about himself? Okay. I think we will leave you in the end. Yeah, because that's,
He
yeah.
goes around
As you want.
circle.
Up to you. Up to you. So just tell about
Okay,
yourself.
Thanks.
She's next.
Okay, if you decide this way.
would be more logical.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Ksenia. I'm working as an architect
Mhm.
in a developer company,
Mhm.
and I don't know what else can I say. Like I do like sports, especially winter sports.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like skiing.
yeah, snowboarding, skiing, skating, whatever.
That's really great.
That's awesome.
Because yeah, I don't do skating, for example. I would really like to do snowboarding or skating. That's why it's really great.
You should really try.
Okay, I will. Just
Do-
never had a chance. What?
Do all Russians know how to like ice skate? Do you learn in school how to ice skate? Do they teach
No,
you?
we don't learn in school, but
No?
almost all of us know.
Oh,
But
like
skiing.
this, everyone can.
Skiing. You learn skiing in school though, right?
Yeah,
But
not
not
ice
now.
skating.
do.
Not
Ah,
yet.
okay.
Skiing, yes.
Not now. Like we used to learn in school, like skiing. Now we don't.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we do it,
Yeah,
but
now they do like robots in the school, but not skiing.
Really?
that's also important. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay, who's next? So, who are you?
I'm Kirill,
Nice.
and I know that I know
So you're like Socrates, yeah?
Yeah.
Live till the end of your life and study and gain knowledge, and at the end of your life say,
Philosophical.
yeah, I know nothing. I'm like a clean sheet of paper. That's wonderful.
Okay, but maybe still there is some information you would like to share.
Okay, I just try to hanging out the second part of my life.
Not
That's
bad.
good.
Not bad.
Not
All of us
bad.
doing the same.
And I doing some some things.
Like what?
No, I mean things which different spheres of my life,
Mm-hmm.
which I want to improve.
Mm-hmm.
For example, body,
Mhm.
mind,
And so.
soul,
What do you do for
finance,
Uh-huh.
sport,
Mhm.
traveling,
Mhm.
That's great.
and at the moment I have not point. I forgot.
Do you have a goal?
Goal?
I have okay. I have some some
Principles.
Wish? Problem?
when you playing in darts.
Mm-hmm.
You need
Target.
to
Target.
Target,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so you have a target, you have a
I
goal.
at the moment, I have a target to improve my English and try to go
To
abroad.
travel abroad or to emigrate.
Maybe yes.
Oh,
I
Okay,
don't-
great.
Yes.
that's a good
I'm
goal.
not sure, but maybe.
You have to have a try because anyways you will have time to come back if you don't like it.
Yes.
Okay.
And any another targets, but I don't want to.
Sure.
Mm, Okay, next. I don't
We're not ready for them yet. I
spend.
understand.
Yes, take too much time.
No, it's fine.
on
but- Okay, thanks anyways. Thank you, shares. Good. Thank you. Who's the next? Hi.
Ilya, as for me, I'm a developer.
Uh-huh.
I'm interested in software development and studying languages, also in traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came to listen to Dima's conversation about tourism.
Yeah, this will be cool.
And your returns.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay, but what do you actually like to do in your spare time?
What do you mean?
Like your hobbies, your interests.
Actually,
Apart from
I
work.
hate questions like, but
Mm.
what is your hobby? I'm just usually. Yeah, but just something apart from your job.
Okay, when it is interesting to speak with people from outside of Russia. I mean, and so I like traveling, tourism, and also my target is also to improve in English.
And as you told, you took up Italian.
Yes, I have studied.
My respects. It's great.
Also,
I wish you luck.
studied Italian, but English is too hard for me.
Come on, you speak well, but of course everything needs
In
improvement.
comparing with Italian, I mean.
Ah, so compare to Italian. Okay, that's good. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell about
Okay,
yourself?
most of you know me. Well, I'm George. I work at high school.
Alright.
I have, yeah, really, I think I work at high school, yeah. Just some else, but no, not. Okay, I like traveling. I have many hobbies. I like photography, mountaineering, wake surfing. Well, you name it, actually. That's it, basically. I work a lot.
Yeah, he's a teacher here.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay, so you guys.
My name is Nikita.
Mhm.
I'm a structural design engineer. Could you count how many times
No,
did I
hundreds
tell
and
that?
one. Yeah.
I'm working for light transparent facility company.
Did everyone understand what that means? Something with transparent. Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
can you explain what is that?
That's constructions of building like windows, facades,
You told the.
transparent roof,
Mhm.
and such kind of that.
That's cool.
About my hobbies, back in times I played ice hockey for a long time, but now I get used to visit gym. We get used to visit gym, and such kind of stuff like computer games, shopping, everyday things. I don't know what else.
Okay, but anyways, like at least gym for me, I guess it's something interesting. Okay, because like no one can start it here. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay. Hey.
Hello, my name is Lena.
Mhm.
So I love cats, sing in the shower,
That's good.
sit and cook.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can try it.
Yeah. Actually, an amazing cookies at her.
And my hobby is sleeping. So that's all.
Luxurious life. Okay, that's great. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, thank you guys. A little bit introduced each other, right? And we have one guy who hasn't introduced himself, right? Now he will, and he will tell about his life. That's quite interesting. So he has done many things, and he will share with us. Probably give some kind of recommendations. I think it's really gonna be nice. Okay? So if you need any help, ask us. Okay? So
Okay, thanks.
yeah. Let's go.
We'll need a marker.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So my name is Dmitry, and I'm a lazy boy who's trying to travel around the world and doing it so slow. So for 2 years I only visited 23 countries, so it means like one country 1 month.
Mhm.
And
That's
yeah, and that's my Thanks. And that's my style. Yeah, because I can't explore the country just for 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Yeah, with some countries it works, the very small one.
Mhm.
But usually I have to spend more time. And today we are gonna talk about anarcho-tourism. You probably don't know what does this word means because it's kinda unpopular. So the first part is anarcho.
Can you
Like-
write this word? Because I think for
Mhm.
some guys, really, this word is not applied at all. Okay. We can put the light on if you want, because so far we did not use a projector.
No, cool.
Yeah,
Can you switch on the
Anarcho-
light, please? Can you switch on
which
the
just
light?
means anarchic or
Uh-huh.
liberal, free, whatever.
Mhm.
And tourism, yeah,
Mm.
everyone
I
knows.
thought so.
So that's very nice. Yeah, for example, the one Russian or not Ukrainian or Belarusian singer, I'm not sure. Lapis Trubetskoy
Ukrainian,
has a-
Ukrainian, I guess.
No, from
Ah,
Belarus.
who cares?
I was thinking he's
But
okay.
he has
Really, who
songs
cares?
about Ukraine and the
Um,
Yeah,
music
yeah,
and-
Yeah, he has the song with this name.
Um,
And it's only one mentioning of this word in a global network, except the Lapis and yeah, only we two doing something
It's like
this.
anarchy. Anarchy tourism?
Anarcho-tourism.
Ah, okay.
And, yeah. That's right. So, yeah, and that's the way how to travel around the world without money or with very little amount of money.
Cool.
And so, let's start. Firstly, how did I start to travel around the world? The first my trip was in 1998 to this city, to Moscow. I'm
2
originally
years.
from Volgograd,
Mhm.
and I don't live here in Moscow. I mean, just visiting sometimes. And my first trip was here with my mother, and she teach me how to pass through the metro, through the subway gates
Mhm.
for free. It was the
Like
first
your
time.
mom was the person who actually taught you this.
Yeah,
Started.
I was like 3 years old, and she teach me how to cheat the system. Yeah, and we.
Children under 6 there too, like it's
Mm,
legally
mm, mm.
children under 6 travel for free. Like
Yeah, but somehow
She created
I
this
don't know
fear.
why, but we just passed
yeah,
like it was
because
illegally.
you're
I was
underage.
thinking that it was illegally.
She made an atmosphere, you know.
Yeah, probably. She was like, yeah, very fast. Yeah, and I was thinking that it's the way how to pass to the subway, and so still I'm doing this. And yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, how I started to this. Yeah, and for some years I was studying in school and then university for years, and then I started to travel after my degree.
Mhm.
And I wasn't speaking English almost at all. I was knowing only maybe few phrases, some simple words because I didn't learn it in school and university, so it was like pretty bad skills. Oh, take tea.
I was thinking maybe, do you want to pour you some water? If that's hot enough.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll give it. Just a second.
Yeah. And yeah, I forgot.
One
I'll
question.
teach you some.
Yeah.
Where you get cash for
Um,
this?
So yeah, that's why I started to travel. The first my trip was 2 years ago on September, and I was almost without money, and I had like approximately 500 euros. That's all. And 300 euros I spent for a first month in Germany and Netherlands, and 150 euros I spent in the next 2 months. And then when I was in Serbia, I was living there for 3 months with the 50 euros. So the further I go, the less money I spend. Yeah, and for maybe 5 months in Macedonia, which is like very poor country, and Kosovo, Montenegro, Albania, it's the most poor countries in Europe, at least the South Europe, and I was living there without money. Yeah, and that's why I'm gonna talk about the anarcho-tourism.
Was it somehow connected to criminal? Did you steal something?
Yeah, do you
or
steal food or how?
kill someone?
So not
someone?
killing.
Sometimes.
Good story
No,
already.
it's like we really.
Kill animals?
Yeah, that's about the crime
No.
sometimes, but really small crime, and it's only my way because a lot of anarcho tourists don't do it.
Have you ever heard?
And
Have you ever heard about like working on the distance?
He will tell us well about that.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Freelance?
Ah, yeah, work. No, I don't do.
That's stupid right now.
No, I didn't even think about this. No, actually, yeah, I will tell you later about how I earn money now. And yeah, the first trip was like this, and the biggest crime that I did it was stealing food from the shop. So that's pretty much it, highest level. And what else? For example, you can use trains for free, but it's not a crime actually. Like
Did you
no,
get caught?
you will not get harm to anyone.
Yeah, but you still can get a fine.
Yeah, but I'm fine. Yeah. And I know a lot of ways how to avoid to get the fine. For example,
Fine.
fake documents.
No, it's
which is
not a
not
crime
which
at
is not
all.
real documents. It's just the copy of the documents of someone with your photo.
Mm-hmm.
Or
not a
you
crime
will
at all.
you can just say that you don't have any documents and money, they can get you fine in most of the countries. Except this I guess. But still you can just give them the copy of passport. I did it just 2 days ago, and like they didn't detect me as a real person. I mean my real personality. They just detect someone else, but without a fine. So yeah, but I'm supposed to talk about this later. So if you started right now, okay. Yeah, I was thinking about to ask you some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever traveled somewhere?
Yeah.
Have you ever been abroad?
Yeah.
Who was? Can you raise the hand? Okay,
Everyone.
everyone. Who was abroad more than 1 month? More than 6 months? Where are you from?
Me? Well, I mean, I lived in America for like 25 years, so I don't know, does that count?
Yeah. This
I
wasn't
was-
6
you-
months.
I was born in
Research.
Moscow, and then I lived there,
So
so I
definitely
don't know.
more than 6 months you were out,
Yeah.
out of Russia.
What are you doing here? I mean,
I'm back. Yeah, I came back.
no, exactly in this room.
I'm a teacher. I work. Yeah, I work here.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Do you speak Russian?
Yeah, he does.
Да, ну плохо.
No, he speaks well actually. He tells he speaks badly, but that's not true.
Just you looks like my professor of philosophy in the university, and I was thinking you were Russian.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have that air around you.
interesting.
Really becoming.
Okay. Yeah, and who wants to travel more,
Of course.
No, I think everyone.
and who wants to travel more and don't spend much money?
In a little
You know,
Yeah, you already know the point. Yeah,
How
it
to rock
doesn't
the
work
audience.
with you. Okay, so then we will switch the subject a bit, and we'll talk about English because, like, chronologically, it's my travel is going a little bit after, and I start to speak the most time in my travel. So yeah, my English was so bad. Even like the very drunk barman in anti-fascist bar in Germany, in some small city, told me that my English is so bad. And it was October 2017. And then I moved to Zagreb, which is like capital of Croatia, and found some random guy in a club. We were talking a bit, and then I started to live with him for 1.5 months, like just accidentally. Yeah, he just accepted me. It's very common in Balkans to do like this. He just suggested. He was living with a few friends, and everyone were speaking English. So I spent 1.5 months and improved my skills from the almost 0 to maybe, I don't know, 5. I don't know the counting system. Yeah, and the secret is just to be around the people who don't understand your own language. They understand, but not that much to build the communication. So for 1.5 months I learned it, and it's led, how to say this, it's made me available to travel more. So and then yeah, that was the first stage that I passed through, and after I was learning English by the YouTube. Yeah, that's it. But most of them from communication, most of the skills. And yeah, and after this, I was available to talk with the people abroad, and when you can talk, you can find more life hacks. So it was very easy to, for example, travel by train or bus for free. You can just ask the driver. And also it's very useful to know the local languages, but for example in my case it was the Balkans. Most of the people speak English, and you just have to say about that you don't have any money and you travel around the world. And on the Balkans, also if you will say that you're from Russia, they will just do best for you. That's only one secret for the Balkans only. Yeah, for most of the countries that I visited, if you will say that you're from Russia, someone
Those are
can hug
hospitable.
you. Yeah, very hospitable. Even in Germany, it was surprised for me because it's the country with full of immigrants and everyone used to foreigners, but now still they do best for you. Germans.
Okay, what are you doing now? How do you live at the moment?
Yeah, after my trip, which was finished the last summer, I decided to go to China to work as an English teacher with the kids. Mostly it was with the kids. And then I spent almost 1 year in Asia, mostly in China. And I was working for maybe 5 months, yeah, summary, 5 months. And I saved up a lot of money because the salary there is high. If you compare with the salary of English teacher here, it's like 5 times.
And you also worked illegally. You
Uh,
didn't pay
yeah,
taxes.
it
you
was
worked
illegal,
with the,
yeah,
like,
with the business
tourist visa.
No, it was business visa. First visa for half of the year, second for 1 year, and yeah, it was illegally. So if police would call me, would catch me, I would pay around 100,000 rubles, around this. But they never catch me because I can run. Yeah, once happens that I escaped from the police station. Yeah, it was very cool, like in a movie. But it's only one time for 1 year of this looking for a job
Why did
or working.
Why did they caught you?
Because of the concurrence, you know, now in China it's so popular to open training centers, kindergartens with the English programs, and for example, if it's small city, like 1 million people, it's, believe me, it's small city for China, almost like a village, and there is like one company, that's okay. If there is 2 or 3 company, they will just like eat each other. But who will pay for it? Of course, foreigners and probably sponsors, because it's very hard to explain. The Chinese people very brave in business and money. Yeah,
Rough.
that's right. Rough. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I spent last year, and that's good experience, especially for. I think it's better to be man than woman to travel to work there, because Chinese people very annoying if you're girl. So I was with my girlfriend for some time there. Together we worked, and I had less problems with the kids, with the I don't know, colleagues than her. Because the like white girl and around the Asian girls, they start to be jealous to everyone or something. I don't know how does it works in the woman world.
So
in
there are
Asia
more
especially.
problem from women than from men.
Yeah, of course. But for men, it's less problem, I guess, because
No, I mean from
the
like
man just wants to do something
yeah.
funny with you, but the women really hate you. Yeah, that's why. And it's so strange that they don't care about your sex too much when you're working with kids, because, for example, in Russia, I can't imagine the guy working in kindergarten, because probably parents are paranoid about the pedophile stuff or something, but
That's
there is
strange.
like okay. Huh?
That's strange for me.
In
Yeah.
China.
No.
You
No,
No,
in
no,
China
no, no.
gender doesn't
Here.
matter.
There are paranoid, but there is okay. If you man, it's okay.
No, but really to me it's very strange that the guy usually like cannot work in the kindergarten. I think now people do. Like especially in Moscow.
Maybe it's not popular.
Yeah, maybe it's not popular among guys in Russia. Like a boy working as a
But according to the opinion of a lot of people, the guy is dangerous for kids. I don't know why, just the stereotypes about
Yeah.
men.
especially like in this country I think around half
guys from church, maybe.
yeah, just
Okay,
Okay.
one question. Do you have any education
Yeah,
to
historical. No,
Ah.
not for this
not
job,
in
you-
language, not English?
No, I don't.
Oh, and how do you how
Apply for the job.
yes?
Hmm?
How do you apply it?
Apply for the job.
Ah.
How did they hire you?
Um,
Anything?
Only 2 things that you need. Sometimes only one is white face. Yeah,
Ah.
and
See.
you have to speak at least a little bit of English.
Did they interview you?
Yeah, of course. If you speak really good English, you can work in a training center with the salary around, if you're not native, of course, around 150,000 rubles. And if it's like really bad, like the 0 level or something, like cat, dog and something, you can earn around, I think 80,000 rubles, yeah. So only 2 times less than if you're just great in English. But if you're native speaker, it's around 200,000. So it's also not the big distance between the salaries of dumb guy and native.
But where did you? No, I mean, in which city? Did you-
Different cities. I changed cities a few times.
I mean, in China, yes.
Yeah. Only
Why
in
did you
China.
change it?
Huh?
Why did you change it?
First one because of the police. Second one because they fired me because I told Bird, like, do you agree that it's
Like the word
correct
bird?
pronunciation?
Bird, yes.
Bird.
Bird.
Yeah. And she said you have to pronounce bird. I was like, what the hell? And the native speaker from, I think, Manchester, is still like, sorry, what the fuck? No. Just you fired because your pronunciation is not good. Yeah, but it wasn't like you fired. She was waiting for 3 days and she told to the manager, to the Beijing, and then before it was on Sunday evening, they just wrote me in WeChat, so I prepared to go to the job, to the work tomorrow, and they just wrote me, the agent from Beijing. So they will never say something to you directly, but they can snatch on you. I think it's called snatch. Yeah, or talking some shit about you. That's the Chinese mentality. They never will tell you directly. Never will tell you something directly. So yeah, and yeah, only 2 times I switched the places.
The live in the life in the China is expensive.
Mm,
If compare it with
actually
Moscow,
no.
for
Actually,
example.
no.
You mean salaries prices
Yes.
relationship?
Mm,
Like
for
they-
example, if you're gonna rent apartment, I never rent apartment. I just know the price because usually kindergarten will give you an apartment. Apartment is very cheap, like 10,000 rubles. You can live with an apartment with the 2 rooms, with all facilities or something, and for 200 you will, what 200? 20,000, you will have just luxury apartment. And food. You can have a soup, big one for 50 rubles, for example, in some places. What else? Noodles, for example, maybe 60 for a big bowl. The price of the food inside of, I don't know how it's called, this kind of special restaurants, mini restaurants. It's called like Chi Fan in China, and just the place with the food, like mini restaurant, and it's really cheap. For example, if you're gonna go to some Russian, it's called, I don't know, cafeteria. Yes, it's like stolовая. It's kind of the same price there.
Okay.
And yeah, food is very cheap, water is very cheap. What else? Taxi, a little bit more expensive. What else are you interested
rent.
in?
No, flat.
Yeah, I told you about apartment. Yeah, like
$10.
10,000 rubles.
I just can't stand that your salary is bigger than that mine. And you unofficial employer, for example.
Yeah,
Never mind.
but you can go right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go together.
Which country it is?
China.
Russian.
China. No, I know that it is Russia.
I'm talking about China.
Ah, China, okay.
One question.
Hmm?
If you were in official employees, your salary would be so less.
Same.
Same.
Just it's more safe for you.
Also.
Well, how did you find? how did you find this job? Did you find it here? So they invited you, and then how did you apply for the business visa?
To get business visa, you don't need anything except your international and national passport, and just pay money as for a simple, I don't know, Schengen visa or something. But you don't have to have any documents, even what they required for
I don't know,
even the
for-
photos. Only photos and 2 passports, and pay 15,000 rubles, and you have a visa for half of the year. And the second, you can get this visa first time for 1 year. So when you're getting this second time, it's for 1 year for 20,000 rubles. Yeah, it's very cheap. Actually. You don't have to find some documents or nothing, just pay. I think it's kind of corruption between Russian agencies and the Chinese basement or consulate. Yeah, consulate, whatever.
You mean you don't need even offer from
Yeah, nothing, just nothing, only money. And very small money, because you can earn this amount for your visa for 3 days in China. Yeah. And you can, for example, get business visa for Europe without any invitation, and if you will get it, just the short-term staying. Yeah, that's very easy, and maybe I think it's something about corruption between those 2 countries. Everyone knows about the illegal workers, but no one cares. Only sometimes during the national holidays or when they want to earn some money, but usually they want to earn some money on holiday. So yeah, police is corrupted, very corrupted.
In China.
Yeah, not that corrupted as here, but still. Just the police here is more smart and more young, and there is the police. Most of the policemen are very old. I think it's more than 50 years, so 60% of them are really old for this job. And yeah, that's why I escaped from the police station actually. Yeah, what else? Yeah, about your question. You can find it in WeChat. It's kind of WhatsApp for China. In WeChat they have just everything. You can order food, you can pay in the shop by WeChat. You can, I don't know, find a job. Like whatever you can imagine, you can find there. Yeah, even pay for your bills, apartment or whatever. Yeah, and there is some special groups with a teaching job, millions of them, tons of them, and you will find some agent, and write him, send your CV, video, and that's it. And they will try to find for you something. It's a big topic actually. I can just, if you're really interested, I can give you the link of my really close friend. She has a tutorial for this, like I think it's 100 pages. She just did it by herself, and it's a really cool one. She can send it to you.
Do you speak Chinese?
Yeah. A little bit just.
If you was working with the kids, they speak Chinese speakers.
Yeah, of course.
So how do you explain to them the information of lessons?
Sometimes with body language, but it doesn't work with Chinese people, even with the adult ones. And usually you have assistant who
Translate.
probably speak English. Sometimes it just doesn't make any sense to have this assistant, because he knows the same amount of the word as the kids do. So yeah.
As a teacher, it's very like, I really want to ask, does this system really work? For example, did you see any progress, like, while teaching kids?
It's just
For fun, right?
um, how to I don't know the word for this thing even in Russian. It's kind of it's very cool to speak English now in China. I think it's called fashion or
Mainstream.
mainstream. Yeah, it's mainstream, but it can't help you, I guess, because I learned English in kindergarten as well.
Mhm.
It wasn't English kindergarten,
Mhm.
and from that time I know cat, dog, or something.
Yeah, but
I
it
think
should
it's
be
the
system.
same. I think it's just the same for them. They will know just few words after, but for those money you, they paying. They paying 20,000 rubles for 1 month for one kid. 20,000 rubles.
Oh, per month.
Summary, it's 240,000 rubles. So for this money, you can study in any university in Moscow. Not any, but most of
Yeah.
them. It's big money, and they're just spending this on a kindergarten.
And which resources do you usually use to find job in China?
WeChat only,
Only WeChat.
only WeChat.
Or Glassdoor?
Otherwise,
Glassdoor?
that doesn't work.
Okay.
If
Maybe
you-
Glassdoor. Maybe you heard about Glassdoor.
Glassdoor?
International employers
No.
resource. Okay.
Russia. If you ever decide to take up some job in China, I have a friend. She works at school, and there are really many workplaces
I will
available.
try. I will try find.
Yeah, that's fine, and it is official employment, by the way.
Because I heard that in China they use more and more alternative energy, and this is interesting for me.
It works only with electrobikes and some batteries on your balcony. Not in every building, but some the new buildings has this battery. I don't know what does it made for. What did it made for? It just exists. But if you're gonna find something, I don't know, techno-fascism or something, you're gonna go to Japan. They're better at this.
Okay.
China is kind of middle-aged country sometimes. Sometimes it's 22nd century, but sometimes it's middle age. So Japan more has
Oh,
better balance in this. Yeah.
More advanced. That's
Mm.
cool.
Hmm?
No. I was just talking to myself. Don't worry.
Question about explaining neutral, and you did understand. How was you explain English pronunciation, for example, for kids?
Just
Pronunciation
repeat,
when.
just repeat a lot of times. It's like apple,
Okay.
and to him, apple, apple, and one round, and then some game about this, and then some tests, but after a few days. And actually it works. They can remember the words, they can recognize the words. Just not that effective as it should be. But still, I try to really get them some knowledges, but I think for English best age is from 8 to 14, if we are talking about kids. I mean. Yeah, because they're really curious about this at that time, and can remember more than small kids do. Adults, of course. Yeah, that's pretty much.
You made your own lessons, or they gave some program for you?
Depends on kindergarten. For example, when I worked in a kind of brand, I think it's franchise. They had programs which was sometimes difficult for me because you have to do weekly plan and be not very strict you should keep this plan, and you have to learn some songs or whatever. But then when I switched the job, it was very easy. You just come, no one's control you, and you can just talk all the lesson and playing games or whatever. I already knew how to do lessons, so it wasn't problem for me. But
Google.
still, huh?
You had a Google.
No, without Google. From the previous colleagues, from the people who worked before me on that place, so they will explain everything that they know and will give you the cards. But it's really depends on kindergarten or school or training center that you work in. But anyways, it won't be like this. Like you just, yeah, let's go do something with them. No, never. You will ask them how to do it, but the only one thing that you should care about is your experience, because you have to say them that you have at least 2 years experience of teaching kids. So you shouldn't ask like, wow, what to do with kids, like, oh, what to do with those kids. Like, I never worked with the Chinese kids, what they like, and this kind of questions. So they will not suspicious about you that you lied to them or cheated or something, and you can figure out everything to do it. But actually YouTube also works. Even I want to upload some videos about teaching Japan China and examples of the lessons. I'm gonna do it, I think, next year. I didn't back home yet. Yeah, that's about teaching Japan. Good opportunity, and one of the it's like our motivation to learn English, to just save up some really big money for I don't know, 1 year and then buy apartment, but not in Moscow, I guess.
But
For example, my friends already bought some apartments or cars just for less than 1 year. Yeah, depends on your luck.
Which middle salaries they have in China?
At least, you mean for us, for foreigners, or for teachers?
For foreigners as not so difficult jobs, maybe for drivers.
No.
teacher.
You will never work as a driver there. It's not allowed for foreigners. And actually, it doesn't make any sense. The country full of the drivers, I don't know, farmers or whatever. Only, for example, you can work as an English teacher or dance teacher or any kind of teacher that's, teacher. And you can visit some exhibitions, or it's not that stable and not so big money, but still, for example, 2,000-3,000 rubles for just walking in some exhibition for 1 or 2 or 3 hours. It's good. It's enjoyment for you, and also you're earning money. So planned. What else? Forgot actually.
As a doctor, maybe.
No, not this kind of jobs. Just most of the foreigners work only in business, teaching, and maybe musicians. Yeah, and some people just playing on the street or begging for money. A lot of white people do it, especially in Hong Kong, which is not part of China still. Yeah. if you white, you're right in China.
Yeah, I heard they like white people with the white hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
I'm moving.
And you know, it's very
Tomorrow.
strange. I think it's even like weird, because you will never heard this in Russia. Like they can say to you, "Oh, you're so tall." Why? They said this, and the same person can say, "Oh, your eyes is so blue." I don't know how to react on this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I took this took place sometime.
Hmm?
No, this reaction took place sometime. Yes.
It happened to you, right?
Yeah, all the time.
My friend, she lives in China, but she was like studying there and she was working out, and they invite white people to the club and pay them for partying in the club, because then it's seems to be more luxury for the locals that the white people is partying there.
Yeah.
And then she got invited like this to
Yeah,
some
like
party.
free alcohol, sometimes free food, and 2,000 rubles just for a casual night in club. Yeah, it's also way how to earn money if you're still interested, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I can talk something about you more.
Talking about we're talking about strange jobs. If you told that your friend could earn this money this way, I can tell just about my friend. She also was studying in China. How she earned money. You know, some Chinese rich guys. They were inviting her to the restaurant just to sit with him.
KTV,
And
KTV
paying her
girl.
money. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. How to say to make his ratings. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't even touch your
Yeah,
hands or
no,
something.
no.
Just
Just pay
talk.
money only for sitting. And she told it's very funny, but he knew only one phrase in English, and so that's why like he told, I'm alright, I'm alright, I'm alright, and whatever she told me, I'm alright. And so yeah, we were just sitting like this all the evening. She told, okay, fine. So I got drunk and went home.
Yeah, you can be like you can be actor for
Jackie Chan films.
yeah, really.
Have you ever
Very-
dreamt?
It's now most of the jobs very hard to find because of the law, because of the like communist and governments, and they do a lot of things year by year that close the opportunities for us, for foreigners. And for example, if before even 2 years ago you can be like an actor there, and every day you can get some job. So now it's maybe just few times per month. And before, like 4 years ago, you can work with the work visa if you're not native speaker. But now, no, only native speakers can do it.
You're getting visa for working.
Yeah, because with working visa, no one, like police doesn't care about it.
So if you are not native speaker,
Yeah.
it is impossible for you.
Yeah. You can do work visa for, I don't know, teacher assistant or I don't know, whatever, but not about English.
Not about teaching English.
Yeah, but still, it's like 50-50. If police will come and you just teacher assistant in math, for example, that's probably okay. But if they have proofs that you're working as an English teacher, so it's the same like without visa.
Oh, but look, our colleague, she used to work here as a teacher as well. She's working in China, as I told, like, my friend is working in school. She's working legally as an English teacher, but there is one step that you have to have a diploma. And she was translating her diploma, like, into Chinese language, that she can work as an English teacher, and after that she got some international certificate. This one, yes. And so, and that's why, like, I think, doesn't it give right to you to work as an English teacher? No, still.
You
Assistant, yeah.
your visa will be for assistant or whatever.
Okay.
Or I don't know, cleaning the floor or something. Yeah, it happened with one guy. When police came, he was just pretending to clean the floor. I was like, wow, it's a very fancy kindergarten, I guess.
Yeah, of course. You work in visa for a cleaner, you know, foreigner cleaner, you know. Cool, man. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the China and job there.
Why didn't
Maybe
you
I
work
have
there
some
as a Russian teacher, like of the Russian language?
You can work only in university because no one cares about Russian language. It's not international,
No, in
at
the
least.
north they actually care because, well, they have a lot of money from Russian, obviously, people as well, and for their business and so.
That's why Russian learning English.
Chinese.
And Chinese. And
Yeah,
to speak with
but-
the Chinese.
It's very hard to find. I saw the one offer, but you really have to be teacher of Russian language in Russia. You
Education.
have to
Good
have a
skills, yes.
diploma, yeah. And you can do just fake documents on this because the Russian consulate will check this out. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Do you have any questions? No.
No, you just told a lot about China.
China.
What are
Okay,
you playing
now let's
on,
play a bit.
What are you playing in the future? No.
What are you planning to do in the future? Like,
Uh-huh.
are you planning to settle down, get a job, like a regular job,
Kids.
or
No, no.
or get a yacht and if you get enough money and sail around the world, for example,
Mhm.
would be cool, I think.
So just try to think. I'm going to Grozny on New Year. So my plans can be just
Come back.
casual. Yeah, I mean after this trip, I'm gonna stay at home for 1 or 2 months because I have to do a lot. I wanna just record many videos about my experience for 2 years.
Are you blogger?
Yeah.
Oh.
But now I want to just make a new channel, not that bad as before, because my previous channel, it still exists, was mostly about the underground, some I don't know, drugs or I don't know, anarcho-tourism or something. And I want to talk a little bit more about science. No, lying. Science. Not related with the science, but just for more people who understand not only how to call it slang language, slang Russian language. I mean, for example, I'm sure that most of you, not my audience, if I wanna talk to get your attention, I have to talk about something more intellectual than just how to find the weed for free in Albania, you know. That's why I want to switch a little bit my
But that's also
interest
interesting.
on video blogging, yeah. But it will exist in the same time, you know, like
Yeah.
how it's called, dual polar
Mhm.
disease,
Bipolar.
bipolar, yeah.
And this is name of your channel.
No. Name of the channel, yeah.
Of a
If
lifestyle.
you're interested about traveling in China and Balkans, I can just write in Russian.
Passing borders.
You will find anyways. So the name, I think you're, what I think signification of this name pretty remind you some popular phrase of one German philosopher. Philosopher. Yeah. Butchered the phonics. Okay. Yeah. And you will find there the videos how to travel for free in the Balkans, and in few weeks you will find their videos about the China and a lot of other
Will you
stuff
record something
from
at
my previous
Caucasus?
life. Huh?
Will you record something at
Yeah,
Caucasus?
of course, of course, of course. I think it's it would be one of the best trips in my life because I'm really curious about the Caucasus and
Me
traditions
also
there.
never been.
Mm. And especially I'm curious about the Grozny and Chechnya region. Yeah,
Just expecting
there
a
is
lot.
something to see.
Unusual.
Yeah, it's like Republic, Confederate Republic.
All Caucasian in Moscow. Don't.
So it's
No,
empty,
yeah,
empty. You think over
it's
there?
different kind of people actually.
There and here.
Yeah, like in Caucasus. Like
I also think so.
Hmm?
I also think so.
yeah, it's the same. The Russians in Moscow and Russians in I don't know, not Serp. It's not that far. I don't know, Ufa or something.
Like
It's not a national region. I don't know any region except the Moscow. People not same. But we lose traditions, but Caucasians don't. So it's have something to see. Yeah, now we will play a bit.
Wow.
You remember this? I can swipe it off.
But you see, your experience as a teacher gave you some experience of public speeches.
Yeah, I was never talking in English in front of people more than 3 years old. No, no,
You
no,
do
no,
well,
I'm-
don't worry.
No, no. I make a mistake. 15, yeah, 15 years old. It was the maximum. Who was like in front of me.
You know, adults are not that much different.
Yeah, but I can speak faster and not like a dump when I'm talking with you. So, yeah, 10 pros to learn English.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, probably you already passed it, but I just made my own one.
What?
The reasons why you should learn it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just let's start.
I will give you one more marker if it's
Uh-huh.
something bad. Is it better? Yeah.
Okay, can I? Mm-hmm.
Is it one? Сейчас, секундочку. А не, можно только. Я пододвину, просто садитесь. Да я сяду. Нормально, садитесь. Так, ладно. Я. Садитесь. Майкл.
Да, я могу передвинуть.
Да нет, тут нормально все.
Да нет, обзор даже не нарушен будет. Далеко. So yeah, 10. Yeah, that's okay. 10 pros to learning. So the first one is obvious one. It works with any language, brain training.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second one is just according to my experience during the travel around the world. We can say like this. It's explore, and I will explain you a little bit more. You know, when you, for example, know only Russian and you're coming to, I don't know, German, you can't even find the toilet. Okay, you can find the toilet, but for example, if you will see the square, the sign, street sign, square, you don't know what's this. So, and probably when you will come back and someone will ask you, have you ever visited, I don't know, Schlichte Macht Square? You will say, no, what is this? I don't know. So when you know English, you can read street signs. So that's the way to explore. It really costs a lot. Yeah, third one, attention. This is more interesting than just read street signs. And I will give you an example from my life. When you speak in English, in Russian, you getting more attention. I was pretending that I'm from Serbia during my trip in Russia. So for a 1 month of experiment, I was talking only in English with my friends, with the people in shop, people in club, people I don't go to club, but like just people around. And I was telling that I'm from Serbia and traveling in Russia because of the World Cup. And it was pretty successful, and people paid more attention than when you just speak Russian, because they're curious about the
We have some
foreigners,
example.
and they treat you with the food and drinks. They want to take a photo with you. They want to spend the time with you. You know, before this experiment, I was approached by the girls maybe a few times for
But
all
not
life, for all life. But this month, around 10, yeah, just switch the language and
Our
you can probably
Our
find
friend did the same during the World
yeah,
Cup.
we had a guy who imagine he's from Costa Rica with
He
Costa Rica's banner.
He just
and
bought a
he
T-shirt.
fished the
Costa
girls.
Rica.
He fished the girls.
Really? He
yeah,
was
that's the way. But you know, I didn't fish them; they fished me. They hooked me up, like, most of them, and it was like so directly. Yeah, and it surprised me because you know, if I would pretend that I'm from Spain, but I can't, for example. He can, for example. I'm not, and so I can pretend that I'm live in some countries nearby or like very close genetically or something. So the Serbians are the best choice because Serbians and Russians are brothers. Yeah, like I expected that everyone will hug me, like, oh, Serbian brothers, and no, but it works only when you're Russian on the Balkans. Everyone will hug you because you're Russian. Probably people there think that we're more brothers than local people do. Yeah, it was incorrect to explain it. Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, attention. Anyways, we will get more attention.
Dima. Yeah, sorry for people who got late very late.
Yeah, next one is also interesting, and this is you also can use this for Russia, and I think yeah you can use it worldwide, but it's more active in Russia because you can, if you speak English, you can hide your conversations from others. You can talk about any topic, about any kind of stuff, crime, I don't know, drugs, hate political speech, or calls for extremism, whatever you like and do. You can talk in a subway, bus, or whatever. And also you can talk about something that's under the 282 article. You know what I mean? Yeah, you have to know this.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's better to learn that languages, for example, Latin. Latin.
So it is
Ah, no, no, no.
criminal
I mean,
sentences.
if you, for
It is
example,
like
you can
drugs as
even,
well and stuff.
I'm just kidding.
yeah, for example, you can even publish some anti-Semitic post or whatever in English, and you can
Spread.
kill in your post whoever you like, any kind of nationality or religion, and you will not get this because they can make analysis expertise or whatever, and also the Russian law doesn't work with any other languages. So it's not only about English, you can learn any language, but just in English you can post something
You can.
and other people can understand.
You mean I can tell about
Putin, yeah.
Putin bad words
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in English and
yeah, yeah. maybe unofficially,
they will pay.
unofficially, if you're just like very popular one, unofficially they can do something with you, but you will never get this.
For example, block your account with it. Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no jail, no
Not
prison.
exactly blocking account. It is that you go prison for government abusing or something else. Just you will sit for a long time.
Yeah, and imagine, for example, other countries or even in Russia, if someone,
Russia
like I mean,
betrayed.
police arrested you, you can talk with your friends in front of police because they really, how it's called, they forbid, yeah, they forbid to talk between, between, how it's called, between the people under arrest. So the English, it's only one way to send some important information to some of your friends.
It is
I
not
don't know how
about
call it
anti-Semitic
the
things,
colleagues on crimes in English.
Ah, that's
Accomplices.
Huh?
Accomplices.
Accomplices?
Accomplices, and what is your word?
Partner in crime.
Yeah, partners in crime or accomplices. Accomplices,
Yeah.
actually.
Good word. Okay.
ACC.
Next club will be Musky Show Club here.
Come
on,
Let's
I'm
not
just-
make Musky show club here, please. Let's stay within the law.
You have
Okay.
the idea?
And the fifth is useful. So you can talk with more than 1 billion people around the world. It's
We'll have a break.
1/6 the world population. So that's not bad, at least.
Yeah.
But nothing to talk more about this. So the next one is consume. That's probably one of the most popular sport in the world. But I'm gonna talk about another kind of consume. It's, for example, you can read books in English, you can watch movies, whatever, music, whatever you like. But it's obvious, you know this. The second, next one, it's based on a consume, but in this case, you are creator and not consumer. You can do music, movies, books, whatever you like. You can be scientist, write articles, and it's really good opportunity to have a, I don't know, more interesting life and that's some profession. Yeah, I think it's also obvious, everyone knows that you have more opportunities abroad than here if you, for example, good scientist. Maybe it doesn't work with musicians, but the scientist, it's most popular profession that not, how to say, I don't know how to say it in Russia, but if you're a scientist in Russia, you can get the same level of your investigation if you, for example, live in USA, whatever. Yeah, I messed up a bit now. And 8, it's earn money. That's what I already told you. I just, the separate career and earn money because the career can be without money. In my mind, at least. But
Like our school.
earn money, the best example, English teacher, because it's directly related with the English. But you have a lot of ways how to do it. Even if you have nothing, just you can go to Asia, find someone who wants to practice English, and they will pay for you. But it's hard to find us on the street, but if you will use special websites, you can do. And the China actually very rich country, and people there, you can't even imagine how rich they are, but you will never say that this guy is rich, because you know the fashion there is so strange. You can take the two guys who is like, first one is billionaire and second one just, I don't know, dickhead, and you can't detect who is who, because the fashion there is so strange. Like gold necklace, like in 90s in Russia, you know, like the criminal style. Some T-shirts with the tigers, like the national kind of tigers, and tattoos and whatever. And all of them are looks same, and you can detect. But there are a lot of rich people who are ready to pay for something that that's really easy to do. And okay, let's be honest, they can pay you for some really shit, for really simple things, and they like, if it, especially if it's related with foreigners, they're ready to pay for everything. So I don't know, it's just the part of mentality. Before they was very poor and lived in poverty, but now they ready to spend money, so you can use it. I use this not only with teaching, a lot of ways, and you can use it as well. So study. That's obvious. A lot of countries have the programs in English. The top 5 is Germany, Austria, Spain, Italy, France, and Netherlands. Yeah, it was top 6, but no one cares.
Top 6 of what?
Huh?
Top 6 of what?
Of the countries where you can study in English, not local languages, but in English, and sometimes even for free.
Yeah, I know. I did this, but you can do it everywhere, like in Russia as well.
You just saying it's
In
the
English?
best. In Germany is like the best program.
Yeah.
Well, it's very depends on the sphere. Like in every sphere, they have different range of.
But just sometimes you can, in some countries you can learn, you can study for free. Some countries, no.
It used to be in Finland like that. Now English programs are paid, and so
Mhm.
back in times it was free. You could study free.
Yeah,
in
with
English.
France and Spain the same.
Mhm.
Now
Czech
only
Republic
Germany
also.
has.
Germany.
I'm not the expert on this, but I know only about Germany now. So, and then, yeah, settle abroad. The guy who's supposed to settle abroad leave now. I will tell it to you. Yeah, if you speak English, you can go in most of the countries, and you won't have any problems with the communication. Some countries, people in some countries speak English really well, not even the young people. Some countries has a English as second language, and yeah. So if you don't speak local language, first few months you can use English. Yeah, that's the cool way.
You
And
have never been in Italy.
I have been.
They don't speak English absolutely.
No, they speak. You can check out my video. Everyone speaks English. In few cities.
I've been
Yeah,
in Sicily
that's the
for
problem.
3 or 4 days, and they cannot make coffee in right way or give you a way to the right direction or something like that.
I have a version from my friend. Maybe they just don't want to. They
Big
just,
cats.
yeah, kinda. Like you're in Italy speaking Italian. Kinda. I heard this version. I'm not sure that it's true because I didn't have any problems in Italy.
It can be the same as in France. When you start speaking English to a Frenchman, he starts speaking French to you.
in
And
response.
especially if you came to our country, so please
Mm-hmm.
speak.
So yeah, and
Russia is same, yeah.
the point.
No.
No, but
Oh, I
some
want-
people who don't really understand. I
Okay,
mean, it's not
the
about don't.
point
They just don't speak
is
English.
this:
They just.
be
No.
a success.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Ah.
That's what
Hidden
Word.
Meaning.
Meaning, yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning, yeah.
hiding meaning.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Have you ever wanted to will be a legal teacher?
Teaching.
Teaching, yes. Maybe you
No, it's
No?
just you know you have a responsibility to spend there 1 year at least.
responsibility.
Yeah, 1 year, one city, one kindergarten or training center, same colleagues. You know, it's a routine. I can't do it.
You don't like cozy zone or cozy comfort
Comfort
area?
zone.
Comfort zone.
You know what
yeah,
I mean.
comfort zone. Yeah, I can. You know, it's from my childhood. For example, I was going to karate. I don't know how it's called in English. Karate for 2 months, and then I just used to do it and I explore enough and just get bored. So, and I noticed for all my life that it works with everything and actually everyone, because I can have long relationships even, and I can't work in same place. I didn't try a lot, but I already know by the experience in China. I can do anything for a long time, most of the things. So it just I choose my lifestyle to be neo-nomad, because when you're switching the places all the time and cultures, you have to explore from the beginning, so you never get stuck in the mind. You never die like, mentally.
Yes.
So that's the only one way to survive for me. If I would live in one country like it happened in China, if I would live in one country for a long time, I will get crazy and depressed. So yeah, now I came back to Russia and I think it's very good country to live. But in 2 months, it will happen again. So that's kind of disease. It's not lifestyle disease. Neo-nomad disease.
Each of us has his own destiny, and each of us is free to choose.
Yeah, that's cool. And actually, I would notice one stuff that for me, again, being a teacher, one stuff is very interesting. And when I'm listening to people who are not teachers but who are teaching English, I always take something new, because we were not studying at classical universities, and all the guys, they have it their own way. Even now we are training people, so don't mind my English. Sometimes I can really make mistakes because I do not teach like every day, more into trainings and methodics. But really, when I'm listening to them, I get a little bit inspired, because you all guys do some other way, just not the way which was a standard given at university. And so we were now, oh my god, you did something interesting. Oh, that's how to say, that was the word with hidden meaning. You're like, oh, that's interesting. You know, like approaches are different because people are going from different spheres. That's why that's always interesting to take up. So thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So maybe. You have? No, there is something. If you would like. Oh yes, there are 3 more pages.
No.
Yeah, but maybe if there are some questions, I think now let's have a break. Yeah, you're all probably a little bit hungry or tired, so that's why you definitely have to drink something. Listen to it, right? We have all, and we will continue with Svetogor, who has cool presentations for all of us, right? So really, thanks. It was nice. You see, you were talking even a lot. I even didn't expect it. You see.
Wow, 1 hour 15 minutes
Yeah.
of speaking. I was wow.
But you know,
Not bad for first time.
Yeah.
Интересный.
Спасибо.
Yeah, in English, yes. Continue practicing. That should be longest, practice in English. That's really cool.
Oh, 7 legs.
But his как это называют?
No.
Sites. Your sites are in English or in Russian?
Russian. Now only in Russian.
No, that's fine because we will continue.
Are you
Oh,
going
here.
I will find
on Kafkas together? That's
Probably.
Ah,
this
here.
guy about.
Actually,
You told me.
I was talking about Svetogor. We just know each other.
Has fallen a little bit here.
Yeah. We just saw each other for the first time today, but I asked and Dima is not against, so if we go together, that's fine. So why not? There are some other more people who are going, so that's why. Actually, I've never hitchhiked. It's why I'm kind of afraid. I'm not afraid, but I never hitchhiked. So that's why for me it's new experience. And we were talking to Daniel, and he told, "Oh, Dima is a nice guy, so ask him."
If
So,
you
and I
go
thought,
in Grozny, it's like little rich Moscow.
I've traveled to Pakistan. I
You-
don't think Grozny can scare me.
You have been to Pakistan.
Yeah. That's
Oh, guys. That's
I
cool.
watched
Please
I
fine.
know one girl, she is from Moscow, she also has been to one, I don't know, conference which has connection with politics, I don't know. And she said it is so, I don't know if it is true.
Иван
She
Раков,
said,
ты забавный.
it was so,
О, привет,
so
Иван
dangerous
Раков.
that,
Ну, нормально так-то. накидали. Ну, короче, я вам скажу, что сейчас будет, чтобы это...
Where? Moscow?
No,
Сейчас,
in Pakistan.
подождите.
Police was around her, right?
Was around group.
Я все забыл,
Because you were
короче.
protecting.
Даже не
Yes.
Oh,
знаю.
we just took
And
the
you,
car.
and you could not go outside. I don't know.
I was going outside, I put on hijab. And I was like, they didn't know that I'm a foreigner. So, and of course I was traveling without any police, so. No, actually people, I think Dima will prove it, that we sometimes afraid that people are aggressive, but they are not.
Yes.
All people helped
Yes.
me, and when I was at night outside, for example, I went to the shop at night, and there was a man on the street, and oh my god, somebody can rape you. Some people came to me and they only asked me, is everything okay? And that's all. Nobody touched me. And some people, they're very shy, they're afraid to come, they will never come. So, and girls came and they asked to make some photos, that's all. And
it's
so,
all about which country?
oh, Pakistan.
Ah,
And so that's why, and that's really amazing, beautiful country, it's girls.
Did you have visa for Pakistan?
Yes, it's really,
Oh, I was thinking that's a disabled person. What he will Danilo talk about?
But then he will talk about his trips as well. Yes.
I know.
We're here. He will
In
use a
Moscow.
projector.
No,
No,
I mean, where?
in north, I guess.
Ага.
North, yeah.
I know
So,
if you be in
короче, сейчас
Pakistan,
будет про
you-
северные территории.
you,
Говорить будет Данила.
uh,
Я с ним переписывался.
you
Я
can
сейчас
have
даже еще с ним не здоровался, так скажем.
Indian
Но у
visa.
нас, походу, очень многое будет связывать-то по жизни, я так
Nearby,
понял.
because we're
Уже.
nearby there.
Вот, и
Which is called Balochistan.
что?
Okay, I know.
Что?
Yes, and
It is near India, maybe, no?
Хотите,
it's
оставайтесь.
Afghanistan,
To Afghanistan, Balochistan. Okay.
Balochistan. And Indian border, it is
Я
Wagah
лично
border.
остаюсь тут.
Vaga.
Where is
Yes. This
Oh,
one I
отлично.
don't know what does it mean for them, but it is.
I saw that.
Yes,
This one,
yes.
these guys.
You mean
Сейчас
clips
пойду,
in
короче,
YouTube
это,
when,
Yeah,
чуть-чуть
yeah.
border
попью.
ones?
Yeah, I watched it live, yeah. It is
What
like,
does it mean for them?
I don't know, but
You know.
as I was explained, it is Indian-Pakistani border. Every day they
Yes.
open this border.
Yes, but what does it mean?
Every day they try to do it. Actually, they imagine that they are peacocks because they
What?
like peacock, pavlin,
Aha.
and so they have special hats.
Yes.
And they are exercising who just raise their leg higher because they do like
Yes.
very high, and so that's why it is there are some kind of criteria, I don't know, or which performance is better, and every day they decide who is better. So and that's why, and after that they close the border, and so yeah. But actually this border is working, so every day the trucks are passing. Yes, he's right. I will have problems with Indian visa, but I will just give some money to them and go. So and that's why actually you can cross from Pakistan to India from right.
And there is only,
Unfortunately, not because I have chosen Pakistan.
and there is only one border point between India.
You have only one choice.
Yeah.
India.
But if you really want to visit Pakistan, I think better visit India first because you will not have problems with Pakistan.
India very, very beautiful country, very old, very.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really want to travel in India because at the same time when I was traveling in Pakistan, my friend was traveling in India, and I thought maybe we will meet each other at Wagah border, but he was far, and that's why we didn't meet each other. It was really big distance for him to go there. But anyways, but if we could meet, it could be really nice because we could not touch each other.
Oh, maybe when you will change your passport, you can
Easily.
go
At the
to
same
India.
time, I cannot go to Israel. Israel, for example.
It will be clean.
Yeah, but
Because you have been to Pakistan, you can't go.
Israel, no.
If you will.
Only through Palestine.
Yes, yes.
Actually, Palestine.
If you will make second abroad passport.
Yeah, but again, if to visit Israel or to visit Jerusalem, for example, to visit Jerusalem, I can visit Jerusalem through Palestine.
Through Palestine.
Jerusalem.
You mean
From Palestine side.
from part of the.
Palestine. Yes, for example, you go to
As
Palestine.
for Cyprus.
Yeah, it is like, for example, you go to, but again, it's kind of illegal. If some Israeli police will catch you, it is not okay. But of course, but again, to come to Palestine, you will have no problems, no humiliation. Like when you will have my friends flew to Israel, they put them in a special room for some hours. They were checking their telephones, passports, and so after that they decided, okay, so go. But and so they will ask you, do you have some Jew friends, and so some Israeli friends. Yes, I have some Israeli friends, but that's again, with this passport, I think it's impossible. So if I will change passport, yeah, but I really would like to go
You
back
will
to
change or you will make second because you can have two passports.
passport. No, I think I will change because anyways I'm changing my surname, that's why I'm like, due to some family stuff. Yes, and it's
Also, as with Cyprus, because there is north part of Cyprus,
Greek Cyprus and yeah.
independent Cyprus and Republic of North Cyprus, Turkey.
Oh yeah, like people live Greek Cyprus, Turkish Cyprus, you know. Yeah, but of course there are many places to visit, and of course you want to go. But it's cool, like, and I really when I'm listening to Diva and I think like, wow, he's a free person because it's really nice because I cannot just take my stuff and go tomorrow. It is like. Because no, it's not about being not free. It's because some other things interesting as well. So like job, for example, and it's you have to work. No, my job is interesting for me. I don't tell that it's bad. I like to work. Really like to work, like to travel also. So, same as you probably. Yes.
Yeah.
So don't you go to Caucasus?
I would like to go to Georgia.
Yeah.
From this region, I would like to go there.
Yeah, but I think we will not go to Georgia because some of the guys who go with us, they cannot exit Russia.
What?
Some of guys who go with us, they cannot exit Russia. Some guys who go with us, they cannot exit Russia.
They cannot
Exit Russia. They have some criminal sentences.
Exists Russians.
exist Russian.
They cannot go out of Russia. Some guys, they cannot go
I
out.
think it depends on types of people. Depends
It depends on
on
Russian
each.
law. It depends on
For
Russian
example, not all Ukrainians hate Russians.
No, I'm not about hate. I'm not about hate. Because people cannot go out of Russia because of law.
Ah,
It's
okay,
like
okay.
papers on the average. Yeah, no, about people, no, I don't care about people because the places I've been, all people I've met were people. So, but of course, like most, like, of course there are some people who are like a bit angry, or but usually sometimes it's not because of him, it's because he has some problems, and you just tell him, hey, can I help you maybe? And you know, it's how you're a beach, you know, something. I said, come on, man, everything is okay. Maybe you need some help. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry today, I have a really bad mood. You know, and just most of the people I met, they're fine, but just they have some problems or complexes or something. But if you don't, just no. Of course, back in times when I was younger, I was offended when people would tell me something bad. I was like, oh my god, he's so stupid. Yeah, but now I see that just this person has problems. So that's why you need to know this person. It's just another side. Yeah, that's what you see. As I told you, we were talking today with one of my friend's cousins. He became a Buddhist monk for around 5 years. He was a Buddhist monk. And he was in Moscow in the organization, and so they were like,
Recently, yes. Недавно. Recently.
О,
I heard a story about one guy who became a monk after his girlfriend in porno.
Да нет, почти все русские.
This is not.
Можете послушать разговоры, если хотите. Можно им послушать разговоры?
Да. Че, ты об этом выкатил, что на старте?
Не, на ютубе.
Ой, нифига себе, здорово, ребят. Как зовут? Вот, короче, собираемся ехать на Новый год на Кавказ. Записать по-джигитски.
А так,
Я вот с такой бородой на Кавказ ездил. Я вот с такой бородой на Кавказ ездил. Я как раз тоже не брею, чтобы...
Блин,
Я в прошлый раз на Кавказ вот прям у меня больше...
Правда, вот это они не, ну, подумали, что как подросток приехал.
Короче, надо выпить в Чечне, вот эту вот галочку поставить, да?
На это возле главной мечети.
Возле резиденции Рамзана Кадырова.
Не, прям, знаешь, газету, сшить, колбаску нарезать, налить каждому.
Как в Абхазии. Идем такие, знаешь, с рюкзаками в горах.
Julia told you that you should speak English. She will not tolerate you speaking Russian.
Ты говоришь?
Нет, я, короче, должен был... Я тебе расскажу, почему.
Но ты не выучил за ночь английский?
Не, я тебе расскажу потом, что там ситуация намного сложнее. Просто ее нельзя здесь обсуждать.
А, окей. Ты еще будешь выступать?
Не, все.
А кто будет выступать?
А, ну все. Че, говорю, да, ты домой, да как в Абхазии, знаешь, типа, мы идем с рюкзаками уже, все, знаешь, такие подготовленные. И там, типа, два абхазца, такие, пистолели газеты, типа, режут басу с водочкой. Ребята, идите сюда.
Нормально. Ну ладно, продолжения, в принципе, не будет. Так давайте тогда. Пока, всем спасибо за приход. Так, а чё, как это выключать?
Вот галочка.
Так, а внучок, а покажи мне, как это тут, на какую кнопочку нажимать?
Кнопочка.
Вот это, да? Ага, ага, ага.
Стриминг.
Ага.
Давай.
Вот,
Ага,
где твое
это,
лицо,
вот
да?
это вот кнопочка.
О, ого, вижу.